everybody out there in YouTube land. Jake, the one-man band, is back again, playing some more Ruby Rose, Ace Attorney. What will this next session have for us? I do not know, but I'm finally getting the hang of this game where the music will cut out. But okay. Good find, Ruby. If we can figure out his connection to Cardin, we can find out what role Mr. Newick had to play in this crime. You're very suspicious, Mr. Newick. Time to pick apart your testimony. Witness testimony. Secret meetings. Alright. I admit, I actually knew Cardin. We were discussing an event that we were both planning for. A big party. Were there gonna be ladies at this party? We were trying to find a venue for the party. There don't seem to be any around. Cardin was supposed to be in charge of some of the planning, but he wasn't doing his part, so I got really mad. He wasn't planning for the party. What a jerk. We were both really mad. He was drunk. It was just really frustrating, you know? When the guy's drunk and you just want to talk about a party. What are we, 5? I'm still mad about it. That's why I wanted to say that I've never met him. I didn't want to deal with him anymore. He's rather shaken up. Those shades of his can't hide his fear. He's lying about something, that's for sure. I've already got a good idea of what it is, but I think you can spot it quickly enough. Once again, Blake, you're not helping me! You're teasing me is what you're doing. Both teasing me with talking and being in that suit. It is very nice. Thanks for the extra work. I guess it's good practice, though. Cross-examination of the secret meetings. Alright, I admit, I actually knew Cardin. So, you admit you lied in court earlier about not knowing him. Then how can we trust any testimony you give, my good sir? That wasn't a lie. Do you know how nerve-wracking it is to be on the stand? You saw your client earlier. He was shaking his boots off. Not just shaking in them, but shaking them off. Shake it off! Shake it off! I just said the wrong thing in the heat of the moment. Mistakes happen all the time. I've seen plenty of witnesses make mistakes when they are under the presence of the stand. Miss Schnee may be right. It could have been a slip of the tongue. In any case, please proceed with your testimony. I don't know if saying you never knew someone is a simple slip of the tongue. We were discussing an event that we were both planning for. A big party. Let's press that. A big party? What kind of big party? Why don't you tell us about it? A good old big party! Tons of people, big venue, lots of drinking, you know, everything, right? The best kind of party. Yeah, sure. The best kind of party. I never was too interested in going to those, though. But a big party isn't easy to plan. We were trying to find a venue for the party. There don't seem to be any around. So what do you mean by that? A venue, huh? Just how big is this party? You know, like at least 50 people or more. Obviously, someone's house around here isn't going to be big enough, right? I guess not. I don't think the neighbors would like it very much either. Well, too bad for them. I mean, come on. It's one day out of the year. I'm sure they can tolerate it once. But yeah, but people need to sleep. This man has no sympathy for people who like peace and quiet. He sure loves his parties, alright. And what of Cardin? Alright, before we move on, I'm just going to check the evidence. Go down to the club flyer. Because, it talks about, like, reserving lounges and stuff like that. Includes TV. It doesn't really say anything on the grounds of, like, people-wise, how much, don't think I'm gonna get anything from that, so, let's press this part. What did he not plan exactly? Ordering booze, food, and inviting a lot of people. That sounds like all the planning! I invited a whole bunch, but how many did he invite? Like, only 10? It's like he didn't care. Oh, come on, 10 people's a lot. What if you only know 10 people? It seems like a decent number to me. Maybe your expectations are too high. No way. We need a lot more people for a good party. Something tells me you just like to throw out the word party a lot. Because parties are the party in making parties party. Like party. So he told me he had gotten around 10 people and we started yelling and we were both really mad. He was drunk and it was just really frustrating. I don't really think I've ever dealt with a drunk person before. Yet, let alone an angry one. If you knew the kind of stuff he was pulling off, then you'd really be mad too. Since he was drunk, it was just all blah blah and stuff. He must have really gotten on your nerves after that then. And that's why you wanted to kill him! You're damn right. He kind of has the Heisenberg look too. I'm still mad about it. That's why I wanted to say I never met him. I didn't want to deal with him anymore. Alright, let me slam the desk! Saying you didn't know him is lying in court. Hey, like I said, I was up on the stand, nervous, and I'm still angry about Cardin. I thought it wouldn't matter whether I knew him or not. It's just organizing a party. I'd never try to kill anyone over screwing up a party. Or would you? Man, all this talk about a party, was it really that important to have a meeting over? If you don't plan an event properly, things can go out of hand. But he's shaking. He's lying about something for sure. Okay, he's making mistakes. Check the evidence again. You got it. Feel like you're already a step ahead of me. Let's see. Okay, so stuff about a party. Time to check all the evidence. I'm trying to figure stuff out. Well, it does say right here, club is bookable for events by appointment. Please sign up for events at the club office. Cancellation within 2 weeks will have a fee. So, maybe this will work? I mean, I got really nothing else, so let's present the club flyer. Objection! The evidence is clear. This testimony is false. I'm afraid it's not. Screw you, old man! I was totally right. It's like, what in the evidence can I use to show that he's lying? There's like nothing in the evidence that can convince that. I mean, I got all this stuff, but none of it pertains to his whatever. It's like he was trying to find a place for a party and he got mad at Cardin because he wouldn't invite people or something. But I got nothing in my evidence that's just like, oh, you're lying about that. I don't get it. This doesn't make any sense. Why? I have literally tried to present every single piece of evidence and it's not working. Why? Why? Do I have to present a certain piece of evidence at a certain interval or something? I don't understand that. Because of the last times I found evidence, I don't think it had to be particular or anything. Did I finally get it? Did I? So I have to present specific evidence at specific times when he's putting out his testimony? Okay. Why didn't you tell me that in the past? Why didn't you tell me that before I started the game? That I had to present specific evidence at specific times instead of just in general? it's whatever, you know? I've never played one of these types of games before. I guess I was just lucky on the last times. So, let's do this. So, you said you can't find a venue for the party. Yeah. I mean, like, who owns a big enough house anyway? We can't use the schoolrooms either. For someone that works at the club, I think you're really, really clueless. Or you're just so nervous that you're trying to make up stuff on the spot. What are you talking about? The fact of the matter is this flyer here is an official promotion for the club. It says here that the club can rent out the venue for events, which means you're lying about not being able to find a venue. How can you and Cardin not know that the club can be rented out? Most clubs can do that, and you are an employee! Yag! Which means you're lying about ever organizing a party, aren't you? You made up the whole thing to hide what you were truly talking about. So I was on the right track with... It's like, in the beginning, I have the right idea on what evidence to put out, but it's like you gotta find the specific area to put it out. It's weird. In my mind, it's weird. So, no, I mean, like, I just forgot. How can you forget? You work there, and the club had this for years, too. You can't just forget if you're trying to plan a big event like that for weeks and not notice the club can be rented out. Admit it! There's no big party. Yarg again! You're destroying your own credibility, you imbecile. I don't very much appreciate lies either. If you're lying about what really happened with Cardin, then you're really, really suspicious. It only makes it more obvious that you're involved with the crime. No, I'm not. Okay, I'll tell the truth and the whole truth. No more lying now, I promise. I don't believe you. Throw him in jail. We even got Weiss to stop his lies. She still got some virtues, but watch out. She won't be friendly for long. I'll keep a lookout. We've got him on the ropes now. Let's see if we can topple him. Now on to the next hard part. Okay, Cardin and I were meeting about an operation to take dust supplies from the school. Stealing, huh? We were looking to make some good money. We were arguing over whether or not we should just stop and not do it. I didn't want to lose my job, so I didn't want to go through with doing it anymore. I didn't want to kill Cardin, I swear. It must have been John. Oh, so you didn't want to... Who said anything about killing Cardin? What is this? You're well aware that trying to take supplies from the school like yours is an offense, yes? Well, yeah, but it's not... But it's the truth now. It's what we were planning. We like living more comfortably, I guess. What is this? Dust, though. It's a new compound created recently for the purpose of powering up machines and generating power. In this specific RWBY universe, that's probably the case. Think of it like explosive compound that generates a lot of electricity. Explosives that creates electricity. That's definitely something crazy. It's a rather valuable commodity at this time, which explains why Mr. Newick here would want to take it. Ah, thank you, Miss Schnee. It all makes sense now. Oh. Well then, Miss Rose, you may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. It sounds like you were going to commit a crime anyway. But are you trying to, phrase it in a way to mask your true crime? I think so. Alrighty. Cardin and I were meeting about an operation to take dust supplies from the school. Let's press on. So, you are planning to commit a crime, yes? I guess we were, but obviously we're not anymore now that Cardin's out. Planning to commit a crime makes you even more suspicious, you know. Hey! I'm telling the truth right now. Just accept my testimony and stop hammering me, please. Oh, boo-hoo-hoo. We were looking to make some good money. How do you think you'd be making good money from this? Dust can sell very high depending on the quality and the right buyer. I think that's pretty much common sense at this point. It sounded like you did some extra research about buyers, though. Well, maybe. We were still planning after all. We were arguing over whether or not we should just stop and not do it. You two had disagreements whether or not to go through with it. Well, yes, there's a lot of risks in both taking it and selling it. We were risking a lot for doing it. Cardin seemed adamant about doing it, but I was starting to feel really against it. I didn't want to lose my job, so I didn't want to go through with doing it anymore. I thought you were... I thought you cared more about money, though, considering you were risking doing it. Well, yeah, everyone loves money, but I decided it wasn't worth it. Awful convenient how you decided it was not worth it, and the other member of the operation nearly dies the same day. It's unrelated, I swear! I didn't try to kill Cardin, I swear! It must have been John! Oh, really? Don't you place the blame on my client and try to defend your lies. Can you prove he is lying about any of this? Well, just give me some time. Pokeball! Then enough talking. Objection? What? If Mr. Newick is the one that didn't want to go through with it, then that gives him little motive to kill Cardin. Hold your tongue, Ruby. But he lied earlier. We'll see if it holds merit, but for now, let's look at the facts. Sure, Mr. Newick is involved in some questionable activities and thinking, and that does change the fact that Mr. Newick was the only one to see John and Cardin enter the closet. Not to mention that Mr. Newick couldn't have committed the crime, as the club has vouched for him remaining at his post until closing time. The only time he left was for that bathroom break he mentioned earlier, and he returned before Jean entered. Unless Jean was stupid enough to knock himself out and put his own prints on the statue, I highly doubt it wasn't Jean who did it. I don't think so. Since he lied earlier, maybe he is lying about reporting the crime. And yes, I do know that the sound effects have cut out. I'm not sure what that's all about. He could have gone after closing time and committed it then. I'll destroy your argument with these facts. For one, the blood stains on the report state that the blood was from 11 a.m. till before 11:30 a.m. That does not allow him to commit the crime after his shift. Let's say he would have tried to commit the crime during his bathroom break. He could have gone inside the closet and attacked Cardin, but I highly doubt he would have enough time to do the attack. Why not? You just clock him on the head once and it's done. Jean would have then entered afterwards and come upon the crime scene and knocked himself out. Maybe he fell ill at the sight of blood, I don't know. There was obviously a struggle between himself and Cardin. Therefore, as I throw my Pokeball at you, it could not have been Mr. Newick. Everything still points at Jean Arc. Not good. I got so much good info out of Mr. Newick, but Weiss keeps shoving Jean's guilt in my face. We're in a tough spot right now. Tell me about it. I don't get how you can act so calm. I guess it's a virtue you live by. It's years of experience, of course, but we've made a lot of good connections. We're already proving a lot of doubt about Mr. Newick's connection to Cardin. that and his lies about making it even harder to trust his word about what he's saying. Well, we may have exposed his lies, but how the heck can we prove it wasn't John? That's the real thing that we need to do. Let's think about it. The crime was committed after 1 a.m. True. That means that Mr. Newick, based on what we know, couldn't have committed the crime. If it wasn't Mr. Newick, it had to be someone else then. But who? For now, let's go with that and think about how they could have committed the crime if no one else came down the hallway. Came down the hallway at that time! They could have been hiding in there from before 10 a.m. like I was saying earlier, in the earlier episodes. Hold on. I've got a kind of crazy idea. I don't know if it would work or not. I say trust your gut and go with it. We don't have any other options at this point. Alright. Mr. Newick, you said you were watching down the hall for most of your shift, right? That's right. And for some reason, the sound effects came back. That's my job. And don't tell me how to do it. And it's gone now. Well, you said you noticed only Cardin and John going into the closet after 1 a.m. But did you ever see anyone else enter before that time? Well, that's a little hard to tell when people go in when it's busy. I might catch a glance, but I'm usually preoccupied letting people in. So, what you're saying is, there's a possibility you missed someone going in, right? I guess that's entirely possible, but I didn't see anyone else ever come out again. That means that someone else could have been hiding in there, waiting to ambush Cardin. That's a big closet in there after all. Need I remind you that he was watching the hallway the whole time, and that's why there's the trash chute! They could have escaped via the trash chute! Not to mention he called the report and never saw a soul. Yeah, I never left the room until the police came when I made the call, so no one could have snuck by. It's possible that he could have missed something still. We all make mistakes. Maybe there's something that could point to a mistake he could have made inside the closet. I think I got an idea. Maybe a mistake even Yang made. Yang! Sis? What up, Yang? Haven't seen you in a while! About the blood report you filed. There's something strange I noticed about it. Oh yeah? Are you saying I didn't do my work right? That's not very nice, RWBY! Don't yell at me. Hold on. Miss Rose, what is it your note is strange about the blood report, okay? What is it that you note about the blood on the wall or the blood on the floor? The blood on the floor, obviously. There's something wrong with the blood on the floor. You said you tested the blood on the wall and found it to be Cardin's blood. Did you get the tiny speck on the floor? Did you? Yeah, ooh, I'm scared now. What? Well, it'd be Cardin's blood. It fits that he would have let some blood loose in the room. Are you sure you tested it? 100% sure? Maybe we didn't test that one tiny speck. Yang, you're messing it up! Yang, it means the utmost importance that you test it. I hope that you're right about this, Miss Rose, as the evidence is still very clearly against your client. I guarantee you it's worth testing. It will make the truth inside the closet clear. Very well. A brief recess while the blood is tested. Brief recess! Woo! Alrighty. Yes, the blood. Oh, something happened. The music came back, though. What is going to happen now? We got back the blood results now. It's... Huh. Who does it belong to, Yang? Tell me. It belongs to... Mr. Newick! Whoa! Oh, no! What? 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 Order! Order in the court! I think we missed something there. Like, I don't know. Mr. Newick, explain yourself. Slam! Out with it, Mr. Newick. No more lies. No more. Oh. Holy crap! His eyes broke! I tripped and fell. What? What? That's it? You what? Well, I came onto the scene. I panicked. I don't like the sight of blood at all. Not one bit. I panicked really badly, and I fell and knocked myself out. Oh dear Lord. Oh, he's an idiot. So, you left the same blood mark, the small blood mark, when you when did you finally call it in? Let's try doing this, then this. I think sometime like 5 minutes had passed, maybe. I'm really embarrassed about it still. I didn't want anyone to know. You complete imbecile. Man, I don't like it how the sound effects are gone, but it's like I can't fix it without like I think maybe if I save it and then maybe come back to it. Okay, let's see if this works. Okay, so when you were saying how you had your eyes open and no one could have snuck past you, that's not entirely true, is it? Because you were knocked out for 5 whole minutes. Yak! Slam! Admit it, Mr. Newick. Someone could have gotten past you during that time, couldn't they? Yeah? Let me point out the evidence now. You just stated that you probably wouldn't have let anyone exit the closet because you were unconscious. Earlier, you stated that you had a small bathroom break between where Cardin and John entered. Not to mention the time period before 1 a.m., where it would be hard to spot someone going into the closet. Which means it's entirely possible someone else was able to get into the room and commit the crime before John ever set foot in there. A very fast criminal getting in there, knowing Cardin would be in there and attacking him. Where's the motive? Who could it have been? You're just trying to place the blame on some phantom now. But the real fact of the matter is that John is not the only suspect anymore. Nope, and I've got a good feeling who it is. Another person who Cardin mentioned he had met with. I have a feeling that person was in cahoots with both Cardin and Mr. Newick and their dust theft operation. Are you talking about, why can't I remember his name? Russell Thrush? You talking about Russell Thrush, Ruby? Did he do it? Did Mr. Mohawk do it? That person is... Yes, it would be Russell Thrush because in his planner, he met Russell Thrush just before. That person is... Take that! That person? He's in the personal files. Yep, that's right. That's Cardin's teammate and fellow classmate Russell Thrush. And why exactly are you pointing out a fellow teammate of his as a suspect? What makes you think this person had any relevance to the case? Because of this! Thrush was mentioned in this. The day planner. He had meetings with Cardin before he met with John. Cardin noted Mr. Newick was a mentioned Mr. Newick as a special meeting he needed to note in his calendar. The only other person that he's noted a meeting like that is none other than Russell Thrush. Excellent job, Ruby. You're starting to make these connections like a pro already. 'Cause I am a pro! I've gone through this game, I know how it is. Thanks, Blake. I owe it all to my teacher. So, what if he's noticing Cardin's planner? He could have mentioned anyone. Are you going to link them to this operation as well? Oh, I've got a good feeling Thrush isn't just being mentioned offhand. Your Honor, can we see the camera footage from the hallway before 12 a.m.? Before the camera time, both cameras were taken out? I can see that you're onto something, Miss Rose. I'll investigate to share the camera footage. Yeah! Sure can do. Let us watch the footage. There! Stop on this frame. There's a whole crowd of people in the hallway, but somehow we can't see it. And among them, Russell Thrush. Gasp! That means Russell is there on the night of the murder, and a possible affiliation to the dust theft operation. Yeah! Order in the court, Miss Rose. Are you now accusing Russell Thrush to be the suspect? That's right. There's no way Jean could have done it, especially with all of these loopholes. We need to find out the truth. From Russell Thrush, bring him to the stand. Honor, are you going to use up more of the court's time going on a hunch despite all the evidence against Jean Arc? I've seen quite enough attorneys bring out the truth from just a hunch. Allow the defense to call Mr. Thrush to the stand. We'll take a 15-minute recess before we can continue the trial. Alrighty, are we gonna... Well, alrighty then. That's definitely... Oh, we're back in the defendant lobby. Number 5. All that shakiness you had earlier seems to be gone now. Not completely, but once we started going over footing again, I just got too pumped to get nervous again. Ruby, that was amazing! You and Blake are really great lawyers. Oh, thanks. I wish I could have been more helpful. Don't worry about it, John. It's our job to prove you innocent. I think we're onto something now. There's no way we'll lose now. No way! No way. Russell Thrush. I can't say I really know him very well. I have no idea what he's really like. Do you think he really did it? Well, if he was at all involved with the funny business with Cardin, he might be kind of a rotten apple. Although, the circumstances of someone else going into the closet are now a possibility, it will still be difficult to prove that. Especially with Russell Thrush. We have no idea what to expect, and Weiss will try everything she can to shut us down. Well, we'll just have to act fast enough then, and Weiss won't know what hit her. Russell Thrush, here we come. Not even Weiss is gonna stop me. And we're gonna take you down, once and for all, and save our friend Jean from being thrown into the slammer.
With this sudden development, it seems that the tables do indeed seem to be turning. Has Jake finally figured out the game's mechanics? Is Ruby Rose truly the greatest defense attorney ever? And will the sound effects ever be restored? Find out next time on Ruby Rose, Ace Attorney.